Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Lessons for Life from Swami Jagadatmanandaji's inspiring book Learn to Live, Volume 2, Chapter 5. Transformation through Prayer. Prayer is invoking God. This is discussed in the following episodes. Saints say, through a simple, sincere prayer, it is possible to win the grace of God and to overcome the evil tendencies of the mind. They affirm that God's grace is not just a matter of fantasy, but a fact of experience. Irrespective of caste, creed, and color, any aspirant through an earnest effort can enjoy divine grace. There are many such instances where even an ordinary aspirant has attained divinity. Of course, the laws of the physical world can be explained precisely with the help of mathematical principles and the law of cause and effect. But God's grace cannot be adequately measured. There is no doubt about the efficacy of prayer and God's grace. If a devotee tries constantly and sincerely for God's grace, he will certainly receive it. But it does not mean that he will receive it immediately, said Sri Aurobindo. It is only those who patiently practice spiritual disciplines can hope to receive God's grace. Faith, dependence on the Lord, absence of ego, and the spirit of sacrifice are the prerequisites to receive God's special grace. Most of the people who claim to have totally surrendered themselves to the Lord are often found to be indulging in laziness and are often overpowered by the lower animal instincts. It is almost impossible to obtain the grace of God if one does not overcome these obstacles through constant effort and deep yearning. Sri Ramakrishna says, quote, His grace, God's grace is blowing day and night. Unfurl the sails of your boat and make use of it. Unquote. Only the able and the adventurous benefit from it, not the lazy and the idle. Grace is of no use to a person whose mind is polluted with worldly attractions and is full of bad and crooked thoughts. Swami Vivekananda used to say, quote, God favors those who sincerely struggle to realize Him. If you are too idle to do anything for God, you can take it for granted that He will never come to you. Grace is given to those who are constantly struggling for it, never to lazy people, unquote. So eagerly awaiting the Lord's arrival through constant prayer is like unfurling the sail of a boat to His grace. The next episode is The Ways of Prayer. Sadhana, or spiritual exercise, spiritual discipline, is nothing but a journey towards God. Just as there could be different paths leading to the same destination, there are different ways of sadhana. Prayer is one of them. It is an easy means of purifying one's interior. Japa, meditation, bhajan, prostrations or sashtang pranams, recitation of hymns, observance of rituals, and puja, worship, are all different ways of approaching God. It is easy to pass an examination with good grades if a student studies hard under the guidance of an able teacher. In the same way, it is easy to learn the art of prayer under the guidance of holy men. As regular visit to the school and devoted study would pave the way to success, regularity in prayer is essential for success in spiritual life. We can offer prayers standing or sitting before the image or picture of our favorite deity, chosen deity. Ishtadevata. It is true, those who can visualize the picture of God in their heart need no external image to pray. The essential requisites of a prayer are devotion, faith, and earnestness. Those who would like to pray should constantly repeat the name of the Lord, regularly worship and meditate on their chosen deity, read sacred books, recite hymns like Sri Ramakrishna Stotra, Lalita Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama, etc., observe fasting, devotional prostrations to God, Sashtanga pranams, and yearn for God's grace with all humility. These spiritual disciplines gradually purify the mind, the interior, and help him to get God's vision. Of course, this is not an easy task. It cannot be achieved in a day or two. Swami Jagdatmananji concludes this episode by saying, with unrelenting longing to realize God, we have to proceed on this path. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.